All right, welcome. I'm Dr. Jess Bueller. I practice chiropractic, NATE, and acupuncture in Oneida, South Dakota. And before we get started, I just want to say that we do not claim to diagnose, cure, or treat any disease, condition, or symptom. So just so we get that out of the way, the little disclaimer. But I'm not sure who invited you to this, but I'm hoping that they had you watch the ABC Primetime Investigative Report before you jumped on. And if you didn't, then please watch it when you're done. But so anyway, that's what we're going to talk about, is what that ABC led to. And so first I want to start off by talking about the fact that we are simply 37 trillion cells. And this supplement is a cellular activator. So what does that mean? It means that within one of the studies that was done that showed that within seconds of taking this supplement that it was incorporated into every cell within your body. And the reason is because it's designed to activate your cells, activate them to function better. So if you could turn on all of your good genes and turn off all of your bad genes by taking one little yellow pill a day, would you do that? Would you want to do that? So this is really where the whole thing started, is this mechanism of activation versus supplementation. Normally when we think of supplements or vitamins, we take them to remove a toxicity or to fulfill a deficiency. And with this, what we're doing is activating our bodies to function better. We are activating over 25,000 human genes in our bodies and basically turning on the good and turning off the bad. So the difference is activation versus supplementation. And it's every single cell. So on the simplest level, you just got to think of it that way. We're just activating our cells. And this just fits so well with my philosophy on true healing and health. And that is that we were designed perfectly, but we've exposed ourselves to toxic situations. We have hijacked our genes, if you will, with our thoughts, with our foods, with our environment, with things that we subject ourselves to. So in that ABC Primetime Investigative Report, the claim that our company, LifeVantage, made was that we could get a 40% reduction in oxidative stress in 30 days. And that is still the claim that we have, but how do we get that? So let's go back and kind of talk about oxidative stress and what that is. So in normal everyday processes, we release these reactive species called free radicals. And free radicals cause cell damage in our bodies. So when we breathe, when we eat, when we move, anything normal, we produce free radicals. But then we produce them even more in toxic situations, right? Even exercising too much, we produce even more free radicals. And we know that an underlying these free radicals cause underlying cellular damage. And as that cellular damage starts to accumulate, it's something called oxidative stress. And oxidative stress is high in every single symptom, condition, or disease. So we know that root cause is oxidative stress. And we know that our company's claim is 40% reduction in 30 days. Doesn't matter what age you are when you start. So after they knew that free radicals were what were causing this damage, they just discovered that antioxidants could neutralize free radicals. And that's when the antioxidant boom began, right? You look around, what do you see? You see superfruits, you see promotion of fruits and vegetables. I mean, when you used to look at the food pyramid, it was like 3 or 5 fruits and vegetable servings. And now it's like, 11 to 15, it's like a quantity that no one can, it keeps getting more and more and more. And then we promote the superfruits, super greens, all these juices, shakes, you name it, because we're looking to get more antioxidants. But all of those studies, with all those studies, what they found is that you could not eat enough, because antioxidants can only neutralize free radicals at a ratio of 1:1. So what we get with our Nrf2 Synergizer, with one little yellow pill a day, that is our Nrf2 Synergizer Pro Tandem, what we found is that instead of taking antioxidants, we could make them. We could activate our cells. And when we take that supplement, we take that Nrf2 synergizer, it activates the cell. And within every cell, there's a protein enzyme called Nrf2. And that attaches to our DNA and it causes an expression of genes. One of those genes is our antioxidant production. So we begin to make our own antioxidants at a rate of 1,000,000 to 1 every single second. So I don't know about you, but if I had to choose whether I was going to eat them or make them, I would definitely choose making them, especially at 1,000,000 to 1 versus trying to eat that many. It's just not possible. And that's not saying you don't need to eat fruits and vegetables, because you do. But there's over 25,000 genes that are affected. And with activation, we get that upregulation and downregulation of genes. We get anti-inflammatory, anti-fibrotic, anti-cancer, anti-tumor. We affect every cell, tissue, system, organ, everything in our body. Is this something that you could see yourself taking? Maybe you are. There are 5 components in Nrf2 proteandum: ashwagandha, turmeric, bacopa, milk thistle, green tea. Yeah, that's it. It's funny, I was like listing there and all of a sudden I'm like, where was I? But there's a synergy of these 5 components, and most people are taking at least one of those the components. But the synergy, the blend of the components is the key thing. It is what gives us an 1,800% increase in the effectiveness. Dr. McCord and his team played with this blend. There are several known Nrf2 activators. Broccoli is one of the most fabulous ones. So what they did was they took these Nrf2 activators and they put them in combinations, a little bit, a little more, a lot more, and they took these different blends. And what they found was with this exact blend, they got an 1,800% increase in effectiveness. And since it began, we now have 7 U.S. patents. Each patent is on its specific effect, whether that be anti-cancer, whether that be anti-inflammatory, etc. There's no competitors. Nothing gets a 40% reduction in oxidative stress in 30 days. And this is a category-creating supplement. You are going to hear more about this. Just because there aren't competitors yet doesn't mean that there won't be. And the reason is because there's a lot of research on this product, and there's more and more coming out every day. This blend was discovered in 2003. It's 2017, you guys. We're 14 years past that, over a decade. And there's been a ton of research because we have something so intriguing that everyone wants to know about it. And they are doing that. Major universities, nutraceutical companies, pharmaceutical companies, you name it, everyone is studying it. And it's not for their own benefit, right? It's for their own benefit. It's not for the benefit of the company. There's 3 of the 23 peer-reviewed studies that are available in PubMed were funded by the company. And 23 studies available in PubMed is huge. PubMed is the public medical database. It's where doctors do their research. In order to get a study in there, it has to be significant. And this is significant. So if your doctor doesn't know about this, which they more than likely don't, if they go to PubMed and they type in proteandum Nrf2, they're going to see, boom, all these studies are going to show up, and it's going to be cool. I mean, it's significant. It's groundbreaking technology, and it's intriguing, and others want to study it. There are 2 drugs that exist that use this same pathway. One is called Tecfidera, and it's designed for MS. And the company Biogen studied this drug, which is synthetic with multiple side effects, including brain infection and death, against our supplement. And what they found was they could get a 2 to 20% reduction, and we get a 40% reduction every time. And this drug does exist, and it costs like around $52,000 every 3 months. And our little yellow pill a day is $40 a month. Are you kidding me? And no side effects. It's crazy because the components are all natural and they're ancient herbs. This is awesome. Nrf2 decreases our oxidative stress load. But once we know that those cells are left damaged, there are cells in our body that are still damaged and they're not functioning that well. And so what they've noticed is that the mitochondria of the cell is not spared. And the mitochondria is the energy producing part of the cell. Remember back to like elementary school and science when you learned about the mitochondria and it was the powerhouse, and if you didn't have good mitochondria, your cell couldn't function the way that it should, no matter what its job was. So then they developed something called, in May of 2016 actually, they developed something called Nrf1 protandem, and its function is to cause mitochondrial repair, mitochondrial replication, and ATP production. So what does that mean? It means more energy from a cellular level. What does this mean? Think of how many people you know that are tired, that are just plain fatigued. What would you give for just a little more energy, right? Okay, but there's more significant things than just the energy level, right? If you Google mitochondrial dysfunction and say a symptom or a condition or a disease that you have, you may or may not find quite a few studies. It depends. Where oxidative stress is a root cause in all conditions, mitochondrial dysfunction is not in all, but it is in many. So this combination is very powerful. So we can take the rust off of our car, if you will, with our Nrf2 protandem, and then we can supercharge our engine with Nrf1. Very cool. This is what we call our 1-2 punch of biohacking our DNA. So what does that mean? It means we take a very complex system and we take it into our control. We go in and we turn on all those good things and we turn off all those bad things, and we function at a better level. Think about this. So we've sort of thought of this, right? We have a genetic potential. So if your mom and your dad live to say a certain age, and they develop certain conditions, and their parents before them, similar ages, similar conditions, then you might think to yourself, well, that's your destiny, that's your genetic potential, right? Because you'll express the same genes as they will. But what happens if instead you don't get to live as long because you end up with something else? You express a gene that gives you cancer early or earlier than that, or heart disease, or whatever the case is. Your genes can easily get hijacked because our systems respond to everything around us, and our situations are always different. Or say your family has this history of Alzheimer's. Your great-grandma has it, your grandma has it, your mom has it, and then you're thinking, I'm the next one. What do you have for prevention? What do you have to go in and turn on your genes to not express the same thing as what your genetic potential is? We are using nutrition here to affect our genetic expression. This is very significant. If you can't tell, I get really excited talking about this, and it's in the evening. You guys have 1,000 things you could do, and so do I, and even sleep I could be doing right now if I weren't doing this. But this is important, and I want you to see how important this is so that you have a desire to tell someone else about this. It's not just something we get to keep. We have the knowledge and no one else needs to know about it. It's not that way. With knowledge comes responsibility. I feel a responsibility to share this with other people so they can share it with other people and everyone can benefit. So those are the two main products. These are the category creating products. This is where we get biohacking, we get nutrigenomics, and we're at the forefront of that. Awesome. So I'm going to explain the other products quickly. There's a product called Axio. It's liquid brain food. It's an Nrf2 activator specifically for your brain. It's designed to upregulate over 3,000 genes in your brain, specific for your neurotransmitter connectivity. So the chemicals in your brain get to the right spot of your brain. So think about this. If you wake up in the morning and you're tired, or you hit a mid-morning lull or an afternoon wall, or you want to have a stellar workout, you want to recover faster, focus in school or at work, or rock out a hard workout. I mean, think about this. Like, these are game changers. This is energy, but it's healthy energy. There's no high and then a drop off. There's no sugar. It's just very awesome. True Science. This is their skincare line. It's an Nrf2 activator for your skin. And I'm not a dermatologist, but I know that the skin is your largest organ. I know that it's affected by everything outside of us. And this was developed because there was a 10-year multi-continental study done by the National Institute of Aging. That's our U.S. government's National Institute. And what they were studying were anti-aging products and things that tout to be anti-aging, and Nrf2 Protandim gets to do that. And so it was studied, one yellow pill a day in this study, and it was the only supplement found to extend health span. So that's not just the amount of years that you're alive, but it's the amount of years you're alive and healthy. Awesome. So they came to the company and said, if this is what your supplement can do from the inside out, why don't you have something from the outside in? And so they did. They took that exact formulation of Nrf2 Protandim and they put it in with their skincare line. So that's True Science. And they also have Pet Tandem. It's Protandim Nrf2 for dogs. Dogs have a higher oxidative stress load than humans. That's why they age so much faster, die so much sooner. And then there's also Physique, which is a weight management line. Not necessarily weight loss. It can be for loss, but it can also just be for management. There's a protein shake, and then in capsule form, a fat burn, a cleanse, and a probiotic. And the probiotic, ProBio, oh, I'm excited about this one. It has the right organisms for your large and your small intestine. It has Wellmune, which has beta-glucans in it, which is very similar to what you'd find in breast milk. It's amazing for your immune system. But what's cool about it, and because probiotics are awesome for a lot of reasons, but what's cool about this one is they put a BioTract lining on it. So it bypasses your stomach acid and it gets to the gut where we need them to be. So these are products that people want and need. I'm telling you, the demand is high. Wellness is something that people are getting more and more into. I mean, people are starting to realize that no one else is going to look out for your health. Like, you have to be proactive and take that step and try not to be that reactive person. You know, it is so difficult to reverse a condition or symptom or disease once you have it. So that prevention is worth so much more than trying to find a cure, right? But there's also that once you have a condition, if we can bring down that oxidative stress load, we can increase the functioning of our cells, give our gut some immune support. There's just a lot to that. Ooh, I forgot a product. I can't believe it. Their newest product was released in the beginning of November. It's called Omega Plus, and it's a fish oil. It has omega-3s, EPA and DHA, and omega-7 and D3 in it as well. The source is very pure. You don't burp anything up. My kids even chew it. It's not a chewable form, and I don't like the taste of fish oil, but it's approved by my kids. So I'll go with that on that. But anyway, very good. So I'm going to talk just very briefly about the business side of things. I don't really like to talk about the business because that's not why I partnered with this company, was for the business. I partnered with this company for the amazing products that they have, and literally life-changing products for so many. And you'll see once you've been with this company that the testimonies just keep coming back, and they come back because it's based on science. So there's the reason why there even is a business with this company is because the products are amazing. So I'm going to talk about this, just my version of this. I have a successful chiropractic business based on referral. When people like the service that I provide, they send others to see me. And but in the state of South Dakota, it's actually illegal to compensate somebody for referring to you. But we do that, right? It's just natural. When you're happy with something, you tell others about it. This daily networking thing. Think of how often you do this. You share something that you're satisfied with. If you get a really good massage from somebody, you're going to tell somebody. If you go out for supper and the service is amazing, the food tastes fabulous, you're going to tell someone about it. If you find the most fabulous pair of leggings, you're going to tell someone about it. It's just how we work. And the other thing is, we are all short on time, and we are technology driven, right? I don't know about you guys, but if I can't get it in my local town, I'm going to be ordering it on Amazon because it's going to come to my house. I can shop in the middle of the night or after my kids are in bed, or if you get a few minutes here and there. The products come directly to me. I pick what I want, etc. So what's nice about this company is everything comes in a 30-day supply. So in 30 days, you're going to need it again. So you need it to be coming again. And so it makes sense that you should have an auto ship, where with most companies, you get an auto ship and you don't even need the product and here it comes again. So that's something that I like about this, is that you're going to need the product again. So it's not that. And the thing is that when you hear about something that Washington State University calls the most extraordinary therapeutic and the most extraordinary preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine, how can you not get excited and want to tell someone about that? I mean, seriously. The thing is that the company pays you to share it. That's the business side of it. It's plain and simple. You share it, they pay you. That's how it works. And here's why. I'm going to tell you the company story. In 2003, Dr. McCord and his team formulated the blend. And they, man, I'm talking forever. You guys are probably ready for me to stop talking. 2003, formulated the blend. They had 1 peer-reviewed study and 1 patent. In 2005, the ABC Primetime Report aired. They had $5 million in sales overnight. And from 2005 till 2009, it was on health food store shelves, but it was failing because nobody knew what an Nrf2 synergizer was. Nobody except research junkies were buying it. So that company was failing, but they knew they had a scientific breakthrough. So they hired a marketing consultant, and he listened to them and he suggested direct sales. And Dr. McCord said, absolutely not. That sounds like MLM. I don't want that stigma on my product. And so they did a 6-week trial, and direct sales won by 300%. And so since then, it's been in direct sales. The only way that you can get this is from an independent distributor, like someone who invited you to this meeting tonight. So they went from a $4 million company in 2009 to a $200 million company in 2014. There's a story that needs to be told. We have over a decade of research here, 23 peer-reviewed studies, many, many more studies that are not peer-reviewed. There's so much validation. We have 2 category-creating products, 7 US patents, and I think 3 international ones. So of course, you're going to get amazing testimonies because you're giving them products that sell themselves. This is not about selling a product. It's not. It's about sharing research and making an educated decision. And no one knows about this. You're first to market, and think about products that were first to market. Wouldn't you have liked to have just like owned a sliver of Microsoft or Apple, or like had the idea of an iPad or Nike? You know, I mean, come on. But wellness never gets old. People are always going to be looking for ways to stay healthier, to get healthier, to live a better life. So I just want to encourage you to get started. Get the products in your body now. Reconnect with the person that sent you. If you want to share this with others, then let's get started. We want to help you. And if you want to be the first to market with products that are literally changing lives, let's do this. So I'm going to just open it up to let you ask questions now. And I just want to thank you again for your time. I know I talk forever. Obviously, you know, I could talk all night about this because I get really excited about this. But I'm happy to answer your questions. And if we don't get them answered here, definitely call me or ask whoever invited you and we can get them answered for you. So I'm going to unmute you guys.